happens from farm all the way through to our homes, to getting from our homes to the next stage. But most of it happens from retail to our homes. So there are so many building design and interventions that we think will help. So one of our clients is Eataly. We started with Eataly in New York, so very relevant, and they participated in the design guidelines process with us for a case study. Eataly is a chain of large Italian marketplaces. They're a global company, started in Italy. They launched in New York in 2010 with their Flatiron store, which is their flagship. They now have 6 and almost 7 stores in North America. They're opening in Toronto soon. But they have one right here in Chicago, if anyone wants to check them out while you're here. And they are a complicated client, I will tell you that. And here, I'm gonna go back here so you can just ogle the beautiful food hanging from the ceiling. But so Eataly, a typical site has over 500 employees. Their sites are between 50,000 and 100,000 square feet. And they have food processing, lots of it. They have multiple fine dining restaurants in a single location and massive retail. So there is food everywhere, there is packaging everywhere. They have very large containers being shipped in of materials to process food, and then they have lots of single-use disposable items because people are taking things out. So if you want to be a tiny company and pilot your service with the most complicated client you'll ever have, do what we did and start with Eataly. Because now when we have complicated hotels calling us, we're like, oh, we got this. This is nothing. We just, we figured this out. But so, as I mentioned, there is food production everywhere. There is waste being generated throughout these stores, so we have to spend a lot of time with them. And the problems we wanted to solve for Eataly were, we wanted to get a really meaty composting program in place, because as you can see from, this is an average from audits that we've done over the last 6+ years of what we see when we actually separate all the materials coming into a food business. And I'm gonna shout out to Stephanie here, because when we start talking to companies about zero waste, you see people start to sweat and panic, because often at least 60% or more of what they're producing is going in the trash. So